started. Okay, we are going. So today is Tuesday, May 14th. Tonight's topic, showing the F up. And try and use, F abbreviated in case we've got small children around, but you know how that goes when I get to talking. Before we get into that, just a few things to touch on, reminders, announcements, stuff like that. The vegan chocolate recover launches on Monday, the 20th. If you've never tried recover and you're doing any type of higher intensity program, Lift 4, Transform 20, anything with weights, I do encourage you to try it out at least once. As coaches, it is our job to at least be familiar with the products. You might not feel like you need it in your everyday life, and that's okay. But if you do end up coming across, somebody who struggles to get their protein in, or they're, really focusing on muscle building or something like that, you want to have a personal, experience with the protein or any other product for that matter, to tell them, what it did for you, how you liked it or didn't like it. I mean, be honest. So that launches, they've currently had just the whey protein, but anybody that has basically like dairy issues, that can be an issue for people, whether you're vegan or not. I like to do vegan proteins just because stomach issues. So there's that. It's only in the chocolate flavor. The orange is not in vegan yet. I don't know if they'll do it later. And there's that. Really nothing else that I wanted to remind you on. Tonight when I get off of here, though, I am going to be writing up a like a challenge group guide, or a boot camp guide for running a free group. I've kind of done a little bit of like brainstorming on my own of what I feel like would be most beneficial and basically what's easiest, because when a lot of people join a free group, number one, they aren't financially invested in it, so they don't tend to take it as seriously. Some people do, which is great, but I just wanted to keep it as straightforward and simple as possible, and I want to pass that on to you guys so that you don't have to take the time to like plan out a free group, but to give you a rundown of what I have in mind. With Beachbody On Demand now, you can have somebody just go to teambeachbody.com, create a free account with you as their coach, and then if they go to beachbodyondemand.com, sign in with their same, login and all of that, and like Transform 20, Lift 4, Shift Shop, I feel like there's one more, I can't remember, but they have sample workouts. And so within the guide that I provide to the team, it'll say like, here's the workouts that you can access, here's how you access it, to give your free group members the opportunity to test out some of the different BOD workouts. I'll also include like a sample meal plan, or you can just type up one of your own for the people that are in it, grocery list, stuff like that. And then I'll have, an idea of what to post every single day. So you can just schedule those posts and make the most use of your time. And using these free groups, I haven't ran one in a while, but just to kind of use it as a way to show people what a full-on boot camp or challenge group, whatever you call it, is like. I know that, a lot of people are just hesitant about like, okay, what is this really? Can I trust this stranger that's on the internet? So offering a free group gives them the opportunity to get a look into our world and what we have to offer, because I know from personal experience, a lot of girls that end up like just saying, okay, I'm just going to try a boot camp out. Once they get in, they're like, wow, I didn't realize what was actually all included. Like, thank you for this. So just doing the free group, some people are just unfortunately only going to do free groups for the rest of their life. So like, don't expect to, change everybody's mind on it. That's not our job. We're not here to persuade people, but I just wanted to update you guys on that I will have that together, so that I'm going to be promoting a free group that I'll be running myself starting, I think, this coming Monday. That's my plan. Run one on your own. I'm going to tell you guys to go do it on your own. I've teamed up for some free groups before. And maybe once I do this one by myself, I'll be like, okay, I need to go back to doing it with people. But yeah, I want you guys to at least be able to like branch out on your own and try it and see how it goes. Get your feet wet. So, going into tonight's topic, talking about showing the F up, and I just use F, for emphasis, but showing up. And this topic can really kind of go two ways. We hear all the time, you need to show up, you need to level up, you need to do this and that, which is true. But there's also the side of, not just showing up just to show up, but showing up as if you are already where you want to be. And that's kind of what I am going to dive deeper into. And forgive me, I just my notes are so like a mess right now. I couldn't quite put into words everything that I wanted to express, but I know a lot of times with these calls, I just kind of get rambling, and most of the time I get it all out, so bear with me. But I'm really speaking to myself when I speak this to you guys, or speaking to my old self. I mean, it's obviously something that I'm still working on every single day. But you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but I hit diamond back in December, okay? It took me from the time that I hit emerald. First off, I hit emerald once and lost it, hit it again. I know it took me over a year to get to diamond, I'm pretty sure. Other people have hit diamond within 3 weeks, okay? There's obviously a lot of factors that go into play, like how much action I took, how much I believed in myself, all of that. And I'm not going to talk about that. What was holding me back for the longest time is the way that I showed up. And that affected my confidence and my belief in myself, your guys' belief in me, and, people on social media that are watching me. Okay. And so I was listening to I think it was a podcast yesterday, don't remember the name or anything. But they were talking about, what it takes to actually achieve your dream. And, this can go with any dream in life, doesn't have to be Beachbody or coaching. But, a lot of people think, well, when I am this, I will do this. And let me give you an example. Like for me, I look at these other top coaches, full-time coaches, elite coaches, whatever. And a lot of them, they have a nice office space. They get ready every single day. They don't sit at home in their sweatpants looking like a hobo when they do their work. They take a little bit of time to make their social media look interesting. Like they don't just slap up a sweaty selfie every single day. Okay? I for the longest time convinced myself that, well, I will put more effort into my looks, into my appearance, into my social media when I am at this rank. Okay? But in that podcast, they talked about, if you are not working up to the standards or those expectations that you think you will be at right now, then you aren't ready for that. And let me give you a better example of what they used in the podcast. Some of us probably sit here on a regular basis and think, oh man, I wish I had like 10,000 followers. This would be so much easier. And in the grand scheme of things, okay, maybe it would. With 10,000 people, yeah, you have a lot of people to talk to. But you know what else that brings? A lot more negativity and hate messages, right? So if you are not working as if you are already confident as hell in who you are and confident in what you have to bring to social media and to your followers, and showing up like you are somebody worthy of 10,000 followers and working on yourself mentally and physically in that sense, then you're not ready for that. You're not ready for 10,000 followers. You're not ready for more followers in general. If you don't give yourself the credit right now, whether you're at 200 followers, 2,000 followers, if you are not working as if you are already at that 10,000 or 100,000, then you're not ready for it. So the universe doesn't want to give it to you because you're not ready for that time of your life. And so what I want, to relate it back to my instance, when I was pushing for Diamond, I wasn't acting like a leader. I wasn't hyping up the coaching opportunity on Instagram because in my mind, I wasn't there yet. Like, well, I don't know how to lead people. I'm not a leader yet, but when I'm Diamond, I can start acting like a leader. How the fuck am I going to get to Diamond if I don't start acting like one now? You've got to envision yourself. How would you dress? How would you act? How would you speak on your Instagram stories? How would you post on your regular feed? What kind of food would you eat? How committed would you be to your workouts? You need to envision who you would be at that elite level, at that top 10 level, if it's just Diamond that you've got on your brain right now. If you would be acting, behaving, believing, speaking more confidently then, you need to start that now. Because it's not just going to like appear out of thin air. You have to be the coach that you want to be. And so when I talk about, speaking and acting differently, I don't mean that you need to like put on this facade and, make your life look like it's something that it's not. That's not what I'm getting at. But like my office space had been so cluttered forever. And in my mind, I was like, well, when I'm an elite coach and I have a better office and a better apartment and more room, then I'll keep it more clean and organized. No, I need to friggin' organize my crap right now. And well, when I'm 5-star elite and I'm really like taking this more seriously, then I'll work more hours on my business at that point. No, if I want to get there, I need to work more hours on my business right now. And well, I'm not coaching full time. My Instagram doesn't need to look that good. So I'm just going to, take that grainy picture that I screenshotted, from a couple of years back and just put it up just to get a post up. No, I need to take myself more seriously now. And so that's what I mean by showing up as who you see yourself at whatever that dream is right now. Emerald, Diamond, top 10, you name it. You need to start showing up like that right now. And so I want to give you, a few more examples that you can hopefully resonate with. I think, probably a more common one is talking about coaching. You feel like you need to wait until you have a team or you are rank advancing or you're getting these crazy, huge paychecks before you can talk about coaching. You guys, you will not rank advance or get a team or work, earn an income if you are not talking about it right now. Because people aren't going to know what you're doing, first off. And number two, you're not putting out what you want to receive. And I believe that if you want something, you have to openly like talk about it or journal about it, to be so confident that you are worthy of it and that you believe you can achieve it. Because you can be doing all the stuff, but if you don't believe that you're capable of doing it, or at least, I don't want to say fake it till you make it. I don't necessarily like that term, but forcing yourself to do stuff until it does feel more comfortable. And that, that goes with talking about the coaching opportunity. Or I know a lot of girls, I'm like, hey, I see on your Instagram, you're not really posting a lot. Like, what are you doing? Well, I just, I don't have a lot of followers and I feel like people probably don't want to see what I have to see. Okay, if you want to get more followers and you want to build an audience that is interested in what you're talking about, you have to actually post and talk and do stuff, right? And I know it's easier said than done. I started, you guys, with like 400 Instagram followers. I'm almost to 3,300 right now. I'm not saying that like back then I was as confident on Instagram as I am now. That obviously came with time and with just doing it every single day. But even now, I'll still have, days where I'm kind of like, why am I even posting this? Does anybody even care? It's so weird. Yes, people really do care. And so you need to show up on your Instagram like you have got your own reality TV show and everybody is super invested in you. You have to show up like that, putting it out into the universe that, hey, I'm owning my shit. I know that people want to see what I have to offer. And if they don't believe, they'll unfollow, right? But when you give off that confidence, that excitement, the people watching you are going to want that. And that kind of goes back to when I said, well, I don't have a team, so I can't really talk about coaching yet. Okay, you're right. And you're not going to build one if you don't talk about it. But if you just hype up the fact that you're on a team call right now, like get excited about that. People are going to be drawn to that excitement. Or if you are running, a boot camp and like say you're going to start your first boot camp next month, and you're like, well, I have one going on right now, but I only had one other friend in it with me, so I feel like that's not super exciting. Make some excitement. Like show how you are showing up in there every single day. And maybe she's only worked out once. Well, guess what? You celebrate the crap out of that. And you make excitement. You show up as if this is the best thing that's ever happened to you. Because really, I guarantee part of it is, it's added value to your life in some way. But doing that is going to get people drawn to you showing up, basically. And that kind of segues into the consistency that we hear all the time. You have to be on social media every single day, you guys. And I mean that. Like, if you're not showing up every single day on Instagram, you're not taking your business seriously. You're not taking yourself seriously. So if you've said that, you want diamond, you want this and that, you have to be showing up as if, you're already a diamond or a 5-star elite. If you sit here and say, well, when I'm 5-star and I'm doing it full time, then I'll post every single day. Bullshit. If you're not doing it now, you aren't going to do it then. So be consistent, not only for that, but for the people that are watching you. Like I said, there are people that are following you for a reason. They want to see what you have to say, what you have to offer. And if honestly you go a day or two without posting, it might not seem like that big a deal, but they could have been having a really bad day. And if you didn't show up like you normally did, you aren't the first person in their head when they're like, okay, I really need to do something. Who am I going to reach out to? It's not going to be you because you weren't there when they needed you. And I don't mean that to be harsh, but that's the reality of human beings, especially on social media when there's so many other people out there, that you've got to be the one that they know they can depend on to be there, even when it's not convenient for you to show up. And God forbid, there are certain instances in life where I understand that you will not be on social media. I don't even want to say it, but like death and stuff like that. Like if you're not going to post, I get that. But I'm sorry, just because you're having a bad day doesn't mean that you don't post on Instagram. You have to show up. If you are a waitress and you're having a bad morning, do you just get to call your boss and be like, I'm not having a bad day, I don't feel like being here? No. You have to show up for yourself, show up for your business, show up for your social media, even when it's not convenient, when you don't feel like it. Okay? What else did I want to talk about? Showing up daily. And then, showing up for yourself. We talk about all the time as coaches, it's our number one job to focus on ourselves first, which is totally key. And in terms of, like I was just talking about, if you're ever having a bad day, obviously it's going to take some practice. Like me, for instance, dealing with emotional eating, like it's a habit that if I'm stressed, overwhelmed, whatever, I want to reach for food. I have to work on breaking that cycle, right? So we're talking about showing up. Say you don't feel like showing up for your workout because you're stressed. You have to ingrain in yourself that as a coach, it's your job to beat that bad habit and replace it with a good one, right? And doing that, you guys, is not only going to show people that are watching you that you are consistent, that, you can help them, blah, blah, blah. It's going to make you better in all other aspects of life, because I know we all go through shit, whether it's our other job, it's a relationship, it's, finances, someone's calling me, Jesus. But, oh my God, squirrel brain. But when you are showing up for your own journey, it's going to make you on your A game. And when showing up becomes a habit, you're going to have a lot less bad days. It's going to make this business a lot easier. It's going to make showing up a lot easier. Not only for that, but just everything else in life. Like I gave the example of the waitress. Well, if you're really focused on showing up for yourself, even when it's not always the first thing you want to do, we know that our mindset is going to get a lot stronger. And so going to waitress isn't going to be as hard as what it used to be, because you got, a different headspace going on. Now, other ways to kind of show up on Instagram, this is kind of not, I don't know, it's not going off topic. We're still talking about showing up. But 2 things to really make the most out of showing up on social media. I know that a lot of coaches can get discouraged when they're like, but I am posting every single day. I am showing up. I am inviting. I am doing the things. I know that can be really discouraging. So here's 2 things that I kind of heard today. One of them we talk about a lot. The other one, there's some ideas that I'll give you that I've never heard of before, and I really liked it. I think I wrote them down. I don't remember. But the first thing, when you're showing up, you guys, be authentic. Be authentic. And I know that if you're ever in a season of life where you're stressed and overwhelmed, like I've been there before, I feel like I'm showing up on Instagram and I'm just like fake and I'm forcing it and it's so hard. And I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Am I even making sense? Continue to show up. I promise. Okay. And when you deal with that stress and that overwhelm though, and you are back into, having a good day, having a good week, showing up authentically is what, gains the most trust in people. And, this could be a whole like training on itself, but working on, knowing who you are as a person. You're not just a Beachbody coach. You're not just posting workouts. You're posting other areas of your life, right? But number 2, showing up to give. And obviously you hear it a lot too. You need to be adding value on your social media. I think that can be a big reality check for a lot of people. But what I think is super helpful, and, take this with a grain of salt. But, Beachbody's they're always talking to the successful coaches, like what is working for you? And they pass it on to us. Like that is the beautiful thing about this business. Like nothing is a secret. If you feel like you're struggling to add value on Instagram, or you think you're adding value, but nobody's like responding to your invites or whatever, maybe you kind of need to revamp about what you're putting in your stories. But here's what I'm going to tell you needs to go in your stories. I'm not suggesting, I'm telling, and it's up to you whether you do it or not, right? You're an adult, you make your own decisions. Workout videos, record yourself. A flex picture is great, you guys. I'm all sweaty, yay me. But there's something weird about humans wanting to watch other humans work out. And I don't mean that in a creepy way, but you need to be physically showing people what you're doing. That and something, nutrition, whether it's like a tip or just like, I'm out to eat and I chose this salad over this, or I'm out to eat and here's how I decided to eat this. I cooked dinner for the kids tonight. Here's how I portioned it, whatever. Like something so can always be super simple, but something with, nutrition. You need to have videos of yourself talking. And is Dakota still on here? Yes. Hi, Dakota. In the past couple of weeks, I was like, dude, you need to talk on your stories. And she's like, oh my God, but I don't want to. And I was like, I don't care. Do it. And she did it. And I'm so proud of her. So talking, because that is what gets people to feel a better connection with you. And that's what, we're really searching for on social media. And again, those things can be something simple like, okay, I'm going shopping this weekend. I need to find shoes for a wedding. Like, do you guys have any recommendations? Yay, that was simple, right? Or, oh my God, I just got in my car and I realized I left my headlights on all night. Like, does anybody else do this all the time? Little things like that you feel like are stupid and you don't need to share. Here's what I always think. Like, if something silly or weird or, random happens to you and it's something that you would like text your friends or Snapchat to your friends, put that shit on your Insta stories. Okay, things like that. Other things throughout your daily life, pretty much everybody on here has another job and or kids. Something about them. Kids are always doing something. Show where you're taking your kids to dance class or picking them up from the babysitters or your other job. If you literally like can't be on your phone at work, snap a picture of the front door and be like, why do I have to be here again? Things like that again are so simple, but that is how you get human to human connection. And they see that you are not just health and fitness, because somebody coming from the outside that's not already into health and fitness, if that's all you're posting about, they're not going to relate to you. Yeah. So you got to show that you are a regular human as well. And now getting back into kind of the giving thing, this was a really good idea that I liked from a coach training I was listening to. She said, if you're ever in conversations with people talking about a boot camp, first off, like once I send an invite and they say like, yeah, I'm interested, what does it include, blah, blah, blah. My first response is always, I'll get you the info here in a second, but first, can you tell me about any goals you might have? I want to make sure this is going to be a good fit for you. That gives them the opportunity to open up about whether they just want to lose weight, they are an emotional eater, they don't know how to work out, this and that, right? Okay. So from there, I'm like, okay, great. Like these workouts will be perfect for you. You told me you're a mom. These workouts are only 20 minutes. Plus, there's tons of moms in my group already, and I'm sure they can offer you tons of advice. So anyway, here's the details, and I lay out like Netflix of workouts, meal plans, recipes, blah, blah, blah. And if you get through that, you give them the price, and they say, I can't afford that right now or whatever, offer them the free workouts that I talked about, like for a free group. You can send them a link to like the Transform 20 sample workout and give them that value right there and be like, hey, I totally understand for the time being. Here's a free workout if you want to try it out. I hope that in the future we can work something out. Let me know if you have any questions about the workout. And that right there is going to set you apart, because it shows that you do care about helping them, and you're not just like, oh, can't pay for it. Okay, bye. I don't want to talk to you. I know I'm kind of getting off on a different tangent here, but anyway, wanted to give you that little piece of advice. And it could also, in terms of like the free workout, if they opened up to you about not knowing how to meal prep, send them, if you have like meal prep tips, like send them, be like, well, here's my tips. Or if they say they don't ever know what to eat that's healthy, type up a quick grocery list of your favorite groceries and send it to them. Anyway, and then another funny thing that she said, if she's sending invites to people, and if you don't know this on Instagram, you can see when someone has read your message, it says seen. She said that she sends like if they read it and they don't respond, she sends a GIF of like, she said her favorite one is like Will Ferrell. I don't know if it's like some movie scene. He's like sitting in a chair that's vibrating and he's trying to drink a glass of wine and he's like crying. She sends that to people. And she said that a lot of times she'll get girls that reply back and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. And that GIF's hilarious. It's just a way to insert some humor into what could be an awkward conversation. And that you're going to find your people. Like obviously, when you search GIFs, you can find a ton of like random ones. Find one that you think is funny, send it to somebody that's ghosting you. And, and one that like makes it look like you're sad, or like the other example she gave is like, there's like two friends and like the GIF said like, this could be us. And she sent the GIF and under it typed like, this could be us. I don't even know what she said. But anyway, just like inserting some humor. And that you're going to find your people. Because if they respond to that, it's your people. Again, I know that's totally off topic. But as I close this up tonight, showing up, I want you guys to take some time and think about, what would your ideal body look like? What would your ideal confidence in speaking to people and speaking on your Instagram stories feel like? What would your ideal style of leadership be like? Like you as a leader, what type of leader would you be? What is your ideal work day as a coach, whether it's full-time or part-time? Like how many hours are you working? Where are you working? What are you wearing when you're working? What is your, ideal level of effort that you give into your challenge groups and engagement that is in your challenge groups? Write that down. Like write it all down. Just basically envision if you were exactly where you wanted to be as a coach right now. And if you get any sort of limiting beliefs that are like top 10, oh wait, no, that's hard. Let's talk about diamond first. No, go back to that top 10 shit. And if you're driving a friggin' Corvette and you live in a mansion, blah, 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 like envision that. You're just writing it down. You don't have to share it with anybody and there's no need to be embarrassed about it. Okay. Write that down and write down again, all those things that I talked about. Like if you're an emotional eater now, but as a top 10 coach, you've overcome that, write about how that feels. Write about how you wake up every morning and you go into your walk-in closet and you put on real clothes to sit down and work as a coach. And you have a ring light and, the most recent MacBook to do all your trainings. Write that stuff down and then write, again, like I said, your ideal, how much time are you spending and what does your Instagram feed look like? And even if you can't, completely model that right now, like I have a vision for what my office looks like right now. I can't physically do it in my apartment, right? But I at least created a better space. I rearranged my living room. I put up these silly little string lights that I think are friggin' cute. And that is me showing up as a better coach this week. And for the past 2 days, I've actually gotten myself ready, even though I don't feel like it. But in the past, I told myself, well, when I'm a, more full-time coach making more money, I'll take myself more seriously and dress up. No, I'm starting to do that now. Okay. And I don't want you to get it twisted, and think that you've got to have this like perfect image on social media all the time. We're still real people. Like Instagram stories, we show behind the scenes, your Instagram page. Put a little bit more effort into it. I got a ring light like for $15 off of Amazon. I use it for pictures. There was a whole nother training I listened to today about attraction marketing, and she was talking about, you guys, if you're sitting at home all day on a Saturday, if it's sunny out, go put on some cute clothes, do your hair and makeup, and go out and either make a friend go with you and take pictures of you, or prop your phone up against a brick wall and take self-timer and take pictures of yourself. And you might feel stupid, but that's going to make your Instagram feed look good, and it's going to make you look cool, isn't it? And if you're not the type that ever goes out on a weekend and your friends are like, dude, we should go do brunch, or even if your friends don't ever suggest anything, you're like, hey, we should go do brunch. Put on a cute outfit and make your friends take your picture. This is your business. You've got to treat it like that. I got over that several months ago when I finally started asking my dad to take pictures of me for Instagram. And I'm with the band guys and they're like, what in the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, Dad, I'm posing against this brick wall in the alley. Take my photo right now. Like, I don't care. And it makes my Instagram look better. And as stupid as it is, people take that more seriously. It's so dumb and so shallow, but it is the truth. Okay. And I know, you might not have dads or a band to travel with and feel like your life is exciting. But again, if it's a Saturday and it's rainy and you've been laying on your couch in sweatpants all day, put on some leggings and a cute sweater and sit in front of a blank wall in your basement and prop up your phone and take a picture. Like, put some effort into it. Ring lights help. Filters, that's a whole nother training on its own. But I just wanted to put that out there in terms of showing up as if you are already the coach you want to be. You already have all the followers that you want to have, and you have the influence that you want to give out. So there's something in the chat. I'm going to read that real quick. Oh, now my thing is tripping. Have a girl doing Clean Week right now. Not really free of the way, but it was fun to learn about. Yeah, absolutely. Clean Week is a really good one to offer to people, whether it is you do want to promote a free group that you are running and sign up everyone with Clean Week and the Shakeology sampler pack. That's a really good way to do that. Or again, like I said, if you're talking to somebody and they're like, yeah, I just can't afford that right now, be like, hey, I understand. here's a link to a free program and a free meal plan if you want to, work on that for now. I've actually done that before. Sometimes I forget that Clean Week is a thing. But yeah, totally. That is good. Good. I don't see any other questions or comments in the chat. Make sure I touched on everything. Pretty sure I did. I want you guys to remember, we hear it all the time, your vibe attracts your tribe. Not only in the sense that you attract people who have the same interests as you, but if you want working coaches, you need to show that you are a working coach. If, like I said earlier, it was kind of harsh, but if you're not posting on Instagram every day, or if you are posting on Instagram every day, but you're not actually doing the work behind the scenes, like sending invites and getting new followers, if you're not doing that, but then you expect to sign coaches and you want them to do that, you're going to have a problem. Yeah? So be the coach that you want to attract. If you want coaches that are hitting Success Club and helping you earn team bonuses, you better get your butt to Success Club 10 or higher. Yeah? Lead by example. Set the bar higher for yourself if you want the people under you to at least do half of that. So, I will end it there, but I'm going to take a picture before